Obsession Bose presents Primal Instinct.
This is Primal Instinct. You're probably wondering, who's this guy? Maybe some of you guys know who this guy is. I'm Mark Ballesteri. I'm the editor and the producer and a cameraman of Primal Instinct. Everything that you see in the show, I'm the one that slices and dices the footage. I guess you could say I'm the other half of the team. Now, a couple weeks ago, Scott gave me a call and he's like, "Hey, you want to go on an elk trip?" And I was like, "Sure." He goes, "Do you know anybody that can come and help film?" And I said, "Yes, I do. I know the perfect dude. His name is Josh Cooley." On top of all the tattoos and the strut when he walks, Josh, he's a hunter, he's an outdoorsman, and a cameraman. But most of all, he's my best friend. We packed up our stuff and we're going to Colorado. We're going to meet Scott for Primal Instinct, a new member of the team, Mike Maurer. Now, Mike, he's a different bird.
That's a Clark's Nutcracker. Swear to God, that's the name. Google it. They're high elevation birds. They eat the seeds of pine cones and pinions.
He is the bird man. He's a birder. That's the right term, right? Birder?
There he goes. He wasn't happy about that call.
Well, this guy knows every single species of bird.
Steller's jay. Pretty common out in the west. Equivalent to the blue jay of the east almost.
Their flight patterns, their colors, the sounds they make, and where they go to migrate. So tomorrow, we're going to go up on top of the ridge.
Listen, hear that? Mountain chickadees. They're a lot like the black-capped chickadees we have at home, but these are used to real high elevations. Little guys.
It's going to be interesting. Packed up the truck, loaded up the coolers, grabbed the Obsessions, and we hit the road. And we're going to drive all the way across country. We're going to go 28 hours, 24 hours west from New York to Denver. And then from Denver, we're going to go like 3-4 hours south to Trinidad, right on the border of New Mexico. Now, remind you, this is Josh's first time being west of the Mississippi, okay? So there's a lot of different things that are going to be running through his head. And him being a cameraman, he's going to have to keep his composure and remember all of the things that he's supposed to be doing in order to pull off some great shots and do what he's got to do as a cameraman.
Coming up to these Rockies, I mean, we could see him forever away, and it was like approaching this wall up to the sky. It was just absolutely crazy. I didn't even know what to expect. I didn't know what kind of animals we were going to come across. I knew what we were going out for, but who knows what we were going to come across out there. It's home of some of the biggest and most ferocious animals. It's relentless out there, and absolutely excited to be on this journey. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool adventure.
After all this driving, we finally arrived at Trinidad. We show up just in the nick of time to fit in like 4 or 5 hours for evening hunt. Josh, he's going to be teamed up with Scott, and I'm teamed up with Mike. This is Mike's first attempt at an elk hunt, and this is his dream bucket list hunt. So on top of me guiding and calling for him, I'm also producing and filming this show. So I've got my work cut out for me, and I have to make sure that I nail everything perfect.
So this hunt's something I've always wanted to do for a couple different reasons. It's a hard hunt. It's really challenging. You know, the terrain is tough. Chasing these animals is tough. Getting them to come in is tough. The altitude's not so easy on a bunch of East Coast guys. So the whole team is from Pennsylvania and New York. So that's been a little bit of an adjustment for me for sure. Even here, we're probably about 7,000 foot up. Just over the edge here's a couple 100-foot drop. So really challenging. I think the meat's fantastic. And of course the size of the animal is magnificent. You know, white-tailed deer back home, you're lucky to get something pushing 180, 200. These animals are massive.
Approaching day 3, 4, and 5, we're really getting into the stressful part of the hunt. I see the stress in Scott's eyes every day we get out there, and we're on these bulls, and they're leading us all up and down these ridges and canyons. It's really taking its toll on him, and these last couple days of the hunt is really going to put our love of the hunt to the test.
Elk might be going. It's kind of a do-it-yourself hunt here, so every time we get to his new spot, I like to mark it, drop a pin, and label it, and try to give us more options. At the end of the week, we know where to go and get around without depending on somebody else. So we had a slow morning. We really didn't see many. We saw, I think, two small bulls, and we followed them up the canyon. We heard one bull bugle. They just went quiet, so we got a little bit of a late start today. We were trying to check out some new areas, see if we can get on a bigger bunch, and we didn't, so we're in at this water hole tonight that we came down and checked yesterday. It's just torn up inside, and we decided on a hot day like today, the first thing these elk should want to do is get up and get a drink, so if not, with all the sign, you think they're not far, that if one bugles, we'll be able to hear it and maybe go to him, so. It's about 5 o'clock. It gets dark here about 8, so it should have some action here, hopefully.
So this morning we were on a ridge right up here behind us, and we started calling. We hiked in quite a ways, and we had some real good responses from a bull down in this meadow. Not long after, we had a handful of cow come real close, about 30, 40 yards out. Heart was going through the chest. We had the one bull called back. It sounded like he was closer, and it was a lot of fun, but we never saw him. He stayed down in the meadow. It just seemed like he turned and came up toward us a bit. So maybe tonight we'll see if we can find him and see what he looks like. If he's a good one, we can take him.
So you know this is primal instinct, right? So this kid comes to camp, Josh, nice kid. He brings this Martin bow and all he's talking about is bracket the whole time. And it's day 5 and I've had enough of it. Like I've had enough. Like it's disgusting at this point. So you know what? He just been drinking this Tito's vodka all night. We were doing shots with him, but at the end when he wasn't looking, we were putting water in our cup and letting him do vodka. He's hammered. He's passed out on the couch. And now it's time to bracketize him right now. He likes bracket. He's going to look like bracket when we're done with him. I just hope he doesn't wake up, because this could get ugly. I've seen this guy so many times on the outdoor channel, I know exactly what he looks like. There's another fan in our camp. Traitor. That's what he gets.
Primal Instinct is brought to you by Ramcat. Hits like a ram, cuts like a cat. Obsession Bows. Change or get left behind. Arizona Archery Enterprises. Quality without compromise. Loophole. America's Optics Authority. Easton Bow Hunting. Expect the best. Tree limb quivers and sword sights. And these fine sponsors.
So Scott's been coming in hot lately. I mean, he's up in the morning, he's at a level 4. And I mean, this is Colorado. Nobody gets at a level 4 even on their worst day. I mean, it's just such a relaxed place. Everybody is so nice, and nobody's in a big hurry or really high strung. So Scott's kind of coming in hot, and we're getting frustrated on the situation with these bulls. He keeps waiting for a retaliation prank, and he keeps waiting for me to come back at him for the whole side bird thing. But I'm not gonna retaliate. I'm gonna help him. There's a lot to choose from. I don't know. Gotta find something that fits him perfect. So we're gonna swap out his gummies for some cannabis gummies. It's just some Colorado soul food. He's gonna feel better and not even know why, and not even know anybody did anything. He's gonna forget about the whole prank retaliation. Everything's gonna be great, man. He's gonna bring it down to a level 1.5. You watch. Perfect.
This is gonna be good. Oh, 2 for the doctor.
It's a little bit colder this morning. We're up real high. That's the idea, to get up high in the morning, because they're coming out of the meadows on either side of this ridge. So they've been feeding all night. They should be heading up here now. It's going to be hot today. So right now is a great time to try and catch them in transit. So we haven't heard a lot. It's cooler, not so windy, but not a lot calling just yet. But fingers crossed for a lot of action on this morning. Hi, it's Mike Maurer here from Primal Instinct TV. Check out our Facebook page right now to see some of the cool new products we're using for our outdoor adventures, like this new Swing Blaze hunting knife from Outdoor Edge.
"7:30, 8 o'clock rolls around. We finally get a bull screaming. He's at the top of a canyon, ready to bed with his cows.
We're hearing a bull up on this ridge. It's about 200 yards above us. We're pretty sure he's got some cows up there. We're hearing some cow calls, and we're going to do the same. We're going to give it a couple cow calls, see if he'll come down and try and round us up to be part of his herd. So. Hit him in the neck.
Hey, he might bleed out. Dude, I heard him crash. I was crushed. As soon as I saw that arrow go into the neck, I lost all confidence.
I hope that thing's dead, man. It's not where I want it. It's not where I want it. About 40, 42 yards out. Kind of went down quick. Shot him. Wasn't the best shot. Hit him in the neck, which you would think would be a Hollywood shot. It wasn't what I was intending to do. But not as much blood as we had hoped and no recovery yet. So we're going to go back to the cabin, get some help, and hopefully we can find this animal. It was a nice big bull. We tracked him up and down through a couple different ridges and canyons. I'm a little sick right now, but hopefully that won't last long.
I had to remain some type of positive so Mike can enjoy this moment. But after looking in Mike's eyes, I didn't see he was so confident either. All four of us hit the woods trying to find some blood. After a half a mile hike up the top of this ridge, the ram cats did their job and started giving us some confidence because there was blood everywhere. About 200 yards later, Josh says,
Mike, let's go get your bull.
Exciting morning, a little worrisome for me, but a happy ending, right? So we shot the animal about a couple hours ago. Neck shot, backed out because we didn't find a lot of blood at the site of impact, and we left for a little while. Actually went and got some breakfast. I wasn't feeling too good about eating at that time because I was worried we wouldn't find them. Mark did a hell of a job calling them in. McDonald family for having us on their ranch, and of course Scotty and Primal Instinct. So great morning.
this hunt by far is going to stick in my head for a very long time and definitely goes on the map for one of my favorites. Josh and I had a great time coming out here and got to experience a lot of cool things first time. And I'm definitely going to come back and we're going to do it again next year.
They good? There's only a couple left. So don't touch them, alright? You want to make fun of them, I'm not getting any of that. Alright?